Hi everyone, it's Marcie Besecker. I'm an independent demonstrator with Stampin Up and welcome. It's Wednesday and let me just turn my volume off so you don't get some weird double speaker thing. And I think my volume's working today, so I double checked that and now I know when I turn my computer off and back on, it does weird stuff with my volume. So yay, we're here and ready to go. Welcome everybody. Hi Becky, Marcia, Gloria, Linda, and Danielle. Welcome. Thank you, Becky. I appreciate that. So yeah, last night I've been working on my bingo, which, oh, you can't see them, but I've got buckets over here just full of all my bingo projects and everything, and I've got those almost ready to go. I'm going to change one of the cards because I'm not super happy with it, so I'll be working on that tomorrow. But everything else is ready to go, and I was working on that yesterday and working on my swaps for Anaheim in November. And last night, all of a sudden, I was like, oh, I was getting ready to shut things down and go out and get dinner going and everything. And then all of a sudden, I was like, oh, tomorrow's Wednesday and I don't even have a video ready. Well, yesterday, my daughter-in-law messaged me, no, Monday night, messaged me and said, is there any way I can get a card? We actually went to lunch with some cousins. And she said, can I get a card for a teacher? I just realized it's Grayson, my grandson's last day in preschool, and he's going to move to a different classroom. And so she said, do you happen to have a card? And I didn't have a card for a teacher. So I made one. And just kind of whatever I had that I could think of that would look, make a nice card and quickly, because I needed to, get back to my bingo stuff and get that kind of going. And so I put this card together and I thought, well, it'd be a great card to share with you because it has expired, retired items and new items. So I'll share that with you. How many swaps are you making for Anaheim? Hi, Jackie. So I think my goal, because I've not been to an on stage like this, I've only gone to convention in Utah when it used to be convention and everybody went to the same, that was my tea, went to the same location. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to make 50 and I'm going to make 3 sets of 50, I think. So right now I made 50 of my first swap, which I really like and wanted to make more, but it was a lot of work. So I'm like, oh, I'm going to move on to a different one and create something different. And I like to do different ones because everybody has different taste. So what I'm going to do is 3 sets of 50. So I'll do 3 different designs, 50 of each. And that's kind of my goal. I'm going to do 50 at a time, so I'm not going to stress myself out because I've got a lot of other stuff going on with my new grandbaby coming. So I have 50 done, and now I'll design 50. I already have a thought in my mind, so I will work on those. And if I have time, I'll move to another 50. But I think 150 is all I'm going to do. I don't know how many people are going to be there or what to expect. I may end up with a lot of extra cards I'm bringing home, so or hopefully I don't run out. So that's kind of what my thought is. Let me back up just a little bit. Hi Donna, how are you? Longview, Washington. Hi Marcia. Hi Dana, Betty, Rosemary, welcome from Wisconsin, Alabama, Maryland, welcome. Connie, hi from Missouri. Sharon, North Dakota. Hi, Gloria from Oregon. Hello, Miss Debbie. How are you? Speaking of Debbie, I received your card and it's absolutely beautiful. So I'm going to share that right now. And Renee, welcome. Marilyn from Alabama. Hi, Diane. How are you? It's been hot here too. This week has been like between 100 and 108. It's just kind of a whole week of a hot span, and when you walk outside, it's awful. And we're going to go to Costco. I'm going with my husband to Costco tonight. So, thank you, Donna. I appreciate that. Hi, Gloria. So Debbie gave me a card. It's absolutely beautiful, Debbie. I love this set. I should use it more often. And you sprayed some glitter all over on it, like a mist of spray. But look how pretty from Debbie. She sent that to me, and she is my downline, so that was exciting. And no questions are crazy. She's like, thank you for answering all my crazy questions. There are no crazy questions, so don't worry about that. Everybody has questions. There's so many things to learn and know and all that. So I still have questions. Everybody has questions. It's so much going on. This card I received from Jan Shore, and I just loved it. It was it just went right out, a slimline card. Went right out of my head right there. But look how beautiful that is with the background there. And then she did I'm sure she used her mat, and then her piercing mat, and then she took her, probably her score tool or a tool that kind of bumped this up a little bit. Could have been the end of her take pick tool or whatever. But so pretty. And oops, let's see, where is it here? And she did sparkles in the middle also, and of course the metallic brushed butterflies, which I love. So thank you so much. And she said, thank you for my support of other demos and stampers and so on. You are so welcome. I love to do what I do. So Stampin' Up put a question on the demonstrator page and asked how long and how often do we stamp? How many hours a day do we stamp? I stamp a lot. This is my full-time job. I am treating this differently than what I did before. I was a hobbyist before. I did have classes. I wanted to, have people and craft with and that kind of thing. And when I decided to come back to Stampin' Up, I was lucky enough to be able to be home and no longer work. My husband said, you know what, we've got grandchildren now. You're going to be traveling. He's getting ready to retire. And so he's like, why don't you stay home and, so we can go and visit the grandkids, and I can fly and go see them in between us going. So I'm very, very fortunate that way. But I wanted to do something. I don't want to just sit at home. And that's why I decided to do Stampin' Up. Anyway, this isn't a sales pitch. I'm just telling you that this time I decided to make it a business venture for me. It keeps me on my toes, busy, and I really enjoy it. But of course, it's what you make of it, and this is what I've chosen to do. So that being said, I have a couple of little specials I want to share with you too. Oh, Dana, wow. She broke a record of days over 100. Ugh, that's not a record I want, right? Okay, so I'm trying to not miss messages. So I announced the other day that I'm very, very close to my 100,000 in sales. So what I wanted to do is when I get a little closer, I will do something bigger. And so I don't have a big timeline on it. I'd like to do it in this sales year, and the sooner the better for me. But so I'd like to reach that. That's my next goal. People ask me a lot, what is your next goal? You've earned the trip. And this is my next goal. So what I'd like to do is I'm going to offer the next 5 people that put in a party with me, which is $150 in orders. It doesn't have to be all your orders. You can grab friends. If you need me to make you a workshop host code so that you can share your link with friends to shop with me under your host code, you can, get a party going. And if you get $150 or more, not only are you going to be able to get your celebration items, and so of course I want this to be in August, so the next 5 in August, I will send you the sold out pool party and soft sea foam cards and envelopes, and I will also send the first 5 people the tree lot dies. So I will send both of these to the first 5 people that spend $150 in my store. And like I said, if you want your own host code, I can put you in as the host, and you can share a link and get orders and earn these 2 items for free. So that's just trying to build my goal of reaching my 100,000, and you'll still get celebration items. There's a lot of them that have been added, and so you can choose from that. So I hope that kind of makes sense. Okay, the next thing, there was something else I wanted to share, but let me take a drink of my tea that I spilled all over. Oh, I wrote it down. Let's see, cards. Oh, Sandpiper South. I know that's your name on YouTube, but I don't know your name or if I have your address. So if you can contact me, because I need to send you a card. The other 4 people that are getting the card from me when I did my drawing, I'm finally going to get those out to you tomorrow. So thank you for being patient. Last week was crazy. Update on the car. It is totaled. No surprise. But we will be compensated, and we will get another car. My son-in-law is doing fine. We don't know if he's having surgery yet. He broke his arm. For those of you that don't know, there was a car accident with my daughter and son-in-law in our car. And anyway, that's that. All right, let's get busy and start crafting. Yay! So the card that I am going to create, I do not have, because I gave it to my daughter-in-law so she could give it to the school teacher. So we're just gonna create it, and you saw it at the beginning of the video. So what we're using is the Charming Sentiments, the Cheerful Basket, and of course, you know, I have my bucket of Charming Sentiments that I've already done, and they're ready for me to grab what I want. So that helped when she said, "Ooh, can we get that and pick it up you know, when we can?" So it was a quick one. Now, my apple punch that I have here is retired. And I actually got this off of a clearance rack one time. It said, it was on there, and I said, you know what? I could always use an apple. I have a lot of school teachers in my family. So I decided, you know what? I'm gonna grab the apple and do that. And then I've done this fancy fold. I sent out a lot of cards, thank you cards. And so you probably received this fold. It's super simple. You're just gonna do your card like this, and then fold this at 2 3/4 back, and then that way you have that fold. And then I don't even think I wrote all the measurements down, but this is 4 1/8 by 5 3/8. This is 4 by 5 1/4. This one I'm gonna have to measure because I don't know. I did it, and this one is 2 5/8 by 4 1/8. So then it's going to be 4 by 2 1/2 for the DSP. Okay, so that's there. So let's go ahead and glue those. Let me get my mat. And then my husband, he said he was going to go to Costco. And so I was like, oh, good, okay. And then he came telling me, he goes, oh, I thought we were both going. And I'm like, I have a video. And he's like, oh. Well, then I'll just wait. So I guess I'm not getting out of it today. Okay, so let's glue this down here. So I'm like, yeah, well, when I'm done. I was kind of hoping he would decide to go and not want to wait, but he's in there talking on the phone, so guess I'm going to Costco. All right. But he did come in and inform me that there's a Nordstrom rack going in around the corner from us. There was a Steinmart that went out of business, so there's a building there. Okay, so this ribbon is from the red, Real Red and Garden Green, the combo pack of ribbons. So I'm going to use red. I was kind of going, I would normally want to do the backgrounds red, but because I'm going to have a red apple, I was like, okay, let's change it up. We'll add some green. And I just went straight down the middle. Again, this was, I mean, oh, here we are. Look at me. I was so smart to write that down for you. And I forgot that I wrote it down. So my upline did this fold, and of course it's been around for a long time, and she did the one with the Scotty dog that I showed you guys. And so that's when I was like, well, actually, I told her, oh, I got to come up with the teacher card. And she's like, oh, just do that same pattern. And I was like, oh, great idea. Because I was hot in the middle of bingo. All right, so I like to just add a little bit more tape over the ribbon just so I make sure that it's, you know, gonna stick down all the way around so my paper doesn't wiggle off anywhere. So, but I think this is a really cute card for teachers or preschool teachers, anything that you might need, especially grade school, and just kind of a thank you note for the teachers, or I've made notes for teachers that they want to send, you know, have thank you notes on hand. And I think this is, you know, really cute. You can change up the sentiments to fit whatever you need. But this worked out. See, 4 1/8 by 5 3/8, and then of course 4 by 5 1/4. I thought I'd be smart and write it down this time, and then I totally forgot I did that. That's because I'm in bingo mode and swap mode. My husband knows when I'm in swap mode. Let me get my swaps on and get them done. Oh, Debbie, your questions aren't crazy. Everybody's questions are crazy. My questions are crazy. But there's just a lot to learn and a lot to know with stamping, because you can just be so creative and do different things. Okay, so now what we're going to do is we are going to create our top panel, and then we have our inside panel. Our top panel, I used the scallop and contour dies, and what I did is I did 2 in white, and then I did the garden green, so I'm using the garden green. Of course, the paper's from the gingham package that we have, and I find myself, I'm using that a lot more than I thought I would. I thought I would really like just the black and white, but it ends up I'm using quite a bit of it. Then what I wanted to do is, because I'll show you, we're going to create our apple, so let's just do that really quickly so I can kind of show you my thought when I did this. So I'm just gonna, I don't really care about this. I want my red apple, so here's our apple. And then I want our leaf. You can tell this is what I used with my little pop-up thing for my grass. So we're gonna use, I'm gonna do 2. I think I did 2. Okay, so there's our 2 leaves. I just dumped my little pile right here. And then I'm going to do our stem right here. And we just need 1 stem. Okay. So let's just do our apple really quickly. I made it simple. I was thinking I could have embossed it. I could have really made it kind of stand out and look a little differently. But I decided, you know what, it's a quick teacher card. Teacher's not going to know because she asked me so quickly to make it. I'm like, I'm just going to put it together and not worry about it. So let me get my, I'm going to put 2 glue dots, 1 on the top and 1 on the bottom of the, on both sides of the stem, because I'm also going to add a leaf there. All right, and this may look different than what I did because I don't remember what I did. All right, so we're going to do that. And I'm going to add, I think I'm going to do 2 different leaves is what I did before. I'm going to put 1 kind of right there. So I'm going to do a glue dot on the back side. Get my glue dots again. All right, I'm going to put 1 really close to the stem, because I want this leaf to just, oops, I want it to stick in the front, but it's going to be held by this little guy right here, and we're going to put a dimensional right there anyway. And then this one, I just kind of wanted to do 2. It's going to go in the back. I mean, this is how quickly I was like, okay, let's just throw this together. So sometimes you always think, you want to try and have your cards on hand of what you're going to use, and then you get a request like this and you're like, darn it, I don't have that. So I'm just going to put that right there, just kind of put that there just to make two, just to kind of fluff it up. Okay, so I was thinking this. Okay, so this is what my first thought was. And I put my apple on there. And then I got in here to my little pile of sentiments. And I wanted Beyond Grateful. And so then I was like, okay, this looks really, this is already here. I could have stamped it here, but that just looked boring to me. So then I decided, let's take some DSP. I was going to add something, and then I was going to maybe do a soft print or something like stamping on there. Maybe just like a watermark or something, but actually my online Sherry said, oh, just put the DSP. So you can see it better on here. See how it's got the stitching? So that's what I'm going to do is I cut another one, and I'm going to cut along the stitching. So I like to use my guillotine for that. Hopefully these come back because I do use it for stuff like this a lot. And I'm just gonna, oh, this one needs to be straightened up. And I like to make sure I get it all the way. I don't want the bumpies right there because then it just kind of looks funny when you put it together. So I just go barely on the inside of that and just make sure that that looks okay. And now we're going to put that on the inside of here because we're going to pop up our sentiment. So let's go ahead and put this in. All right, so just kind of center it. You're going to still see the stitching around, and that's good. All right. I'm going to be honest, I think I stuck this right on because I don't remember, but I'm popping the apple up. So I'm going to put the bolder line on the bottom and that on the top. But it doesn't really matter. I just kind of go by whatever I think looks good to me. All right, so now what we're going to do is we're going to glue this on here. Now, be careful because this is going to move as you move this. So I'm going to stick a glue dot under there. I didn't do that yesterday, and then I learned, you know what, this moves when I'm trying to slide my other panel around. And it kind of moves around. So I think this is going to help. I'm just going to slide that right there. My ribbon's nice and straight, and then I'm just going to put that so that it's nice and straight right there. Hi, Gian, how are you? Hi, Tashana. Okay, so there we go. Now I'm going to put this to where it's centered. You don't want it, you know, all the way over here. You don't want it over here. Just kind of do it as if this were a card front. So, and it doesn't have to be exact. I just kind of put it there. And I'm going to look that right here on this dot, this line, this scallop, my glue's got to be on that side. So I do like to use liquid glue at this point because it gives me a little bit of wiggle room and lets me slide that around a little bit. So I'm going to go above, oops, let's get this. I'm going to go above this here. Okay, let me clean that. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. Okay, it's 6. So I need to clean this out a little bit. Oh, I know, I do too, Lisa. Trust me, if they're there, I will be ordering some and I will announce it on my Facebook page immediately. So if they ever come back, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. Okay, so above this line. And it doesn't have to go all the way down. You know, this glue is going to hold very well. So I don't have to worry about, you know, you don't have to take it all the way down. All right, so now I like to put my finger right here and right here just so I know not to go past that. Okay, and then this gives you a little bit of time to just kind of move it around. I like to hold it, just make sure it looks okay to me. And I don't go all the way to the edges so you have a little bit of room to move. Oh, see, I don't want that. To move it. And then open it up, make sure there's no glue. Just make sure it looks good. I mean, it could be a little more to the top or a little more at the bottom, whatever works for you. Whatever looks good. Okay, so that's good. And now this one, you're going to want to go on the inside, but we're going to want to stamp it first. So let me get my little grid in here. And what we're going to do is we are going to use the thank you from the Charming Sentiments, because I like it because the font matches this one. It has, you know, really good match there. So we're going to do thank you. And I'm just going to put that one up here. I had it in the middle on the last one, but I'm deciding I'm going to try it over there. All right, so we're going to do that. I've got to grab a few markers here. I'm going to use Parakeet Pete because it's a green, and I'm going to use, you know what? I don't think I used that. I think I used Granny Apple Green. So let me exchange those because I don't have Garden Green in my blend. So we're going to do Real Red and Granny Apple Green. And then now we're going to take the Cheerful Basket. I took these right here. And so it's kind of a, you know, look of a teacher of crafting. And so let's put that on there. All right, and I'm going to take it, now my head's probably going to get in the way. I'm going to take it all the way down to the line so it looks like, and if you pull this down right at the bottom of this, you're going to see it kind of magnify right when you get over that line. And so then you can really see where it's going to hit that line. So you want to see it and put it on there. And I have the pencils going off just a tad because really this is going to a teacher. You don't need to write a lot. You're just going to sign it. And so, and if you do want to, of course, you can add a panel on the back. Or even here, you can write more, you know, over here because you're not going to see that. So that works. And then what I'm going to do is do a little bit of coloring. Let me look here. All right. Let's see. I think I did the light. And we're going to do just the handles of the scissors. And I chose not to color everything. I just kind of really wanted to add a little bit of color on the inside. So let's do the scissors, and then let's do this pen in the green also. We're going to do this ink, so we're just going to do the label. And then let's try, I think I did the light red. Yeah, so the light green and the light red. So I'm going to do the red label here, so for our ink, and I'm going to do the pen. And if you wanted, you could bring other colors in, but I decided I wanted to kind of keep it with the colors I'm using. Okay, so I went out of the line, so you know what that means. We got to grab our color lifter here. It's such a tiny spot. Remember, I'm going to push this way. So pushing inward, I want to make sure that this spot, that the ink goes back into the picture and not on the outside. And then I also took this and I just did the eraser of the pencil. Okay. So, and then if you, of course you could, you know, keep coloring, do whatever you want. But I thought that was plenty, so let's go ahead and put this in our card. So what we're going to do is we're going to put this in here and close this down. So pretty much if you do it right in the middle, you're good to go. So I'm just going to go ahead and add my seal on there. So that's one of the things. If you center this, then you're pretty good about putting this on there. Hi Heather, how are you? All right, so I'm just going to lay it lightly. It's straight right here, as long as it's closed. Okay, so there we go. There's that part. And now let's do our apple. Gosh, quick and easy card today. But, you know, you've seen me. You saw that I did those teddy bears. Sometimes you just have to keep certain things. When they retire, I don't keep a lot. I really have. Once I started doing this as a business, I was like, okay, I cannot keep everything. There are certain ones I absolutely will keep and not get rid of. But then there's other ones that, you know, we have other ones that are so close to what we have. Like if it's a flower set or a masculine set. If I have another good masculine set coming in, then I may get rid of it. But I'm definitely keeping like the fish set. I have a lot of fishermen in my family, things like that. I did not know to push it in. What are you talking about, Michelle? You did not know to push it in. I must have missed a talk somewhere. All right, so I'm going to put a dimensional on this end, but then this end is going to go up with the apple so that this is as high as this because the apple also has a dimensional on it, right? So what I'm going to do is I'm just going to put a little, you know what, actually I'm going to use liquid. So let's take that off because this gives me, again, oh, that's a lot, a little wiggle room. So what I like to do is take a scrap out of the trash and just take off some of that. Okay, sneak peek, there's going to be Pacific Point in bingo. All right, so there we go. Oh, the color lifter, yeah. Okay, so I'm just going to put this right there. Yeah, because what it is, Michelle, is it's alcohol ink also. And so when you put alcohol on alcohol, it kind of smudges it around, right? It kind of blends it, hence blenders. And so if you need to push it so that the ink pushes this way. If you put it on a card, it just kind of makes your ink move around a little bit. And you want to make sure that you, if you need to push it inward so that it stays inside the lines where you want it. That's why when I do leaves or something, I'll take, and like when I color the darker part down here, then I do the lighter and I come from the top and I push it in this way because I want the ends to be lighter. But I also don't want to go outside the lines too because it'll just bleed out if you put too much ink. So, all right, so we did that. And then I was trying to decide what gems to use. I didn't want to use, oh, I know the ones I used are over here. I just have to dig for them. I didn't want to use the black matte. There's a lot of black on here. So I chose the elegant faceted gems and I just chose to use the clear. So that the person that gets it can see it. Okay, she's going to see that there's, you know, sparkle on here. And, but she doesn't have to, I'm going to tuck that in a little bit. So the sparkle's on there, you can definitely see it. But it's something that's not like, you know, pow, but you can see, oh, look, there's, you know, and I put this one on the white and I put this one on the black. It gives it both a different kind of look. And this is like half and half. So there you go. Super simple. I love the colors. It just kind of, you know, blends it in. And yes, they are a lighter green. You can take your blend and go over it again. The dark I thought was a little too dark. I wanted it to kind of be bright. So I went with the light on both the red and the green. But this was my challenge Monday when it was, oh, they pick up, my son gets off work at 3. I had lunch. We got home about 1:30 and he gets off at 3 and was going to swing by and pick it up. And normally, of course, they don't ask me last minute, but I know my grandson would love to take a little card to his teacher and thank them for that year. And now he's going to go into another grade. Oh, you are welcome, Dar. Thanks to Shauna. Thanks, Mary. So that is what I have today, other than the cards I showed. Again, I want to, in case you came on late, I'm trying to get to my first 100,000. I'm extremely close. And so what I want to do is offer for the first 5 people that put in a $150 order. And again, if you want a host code to do a party and get your friends to order too, that way you can get a party, I will send you one of the pull party and soft seafoam envelopes and card pack. And I will also send you the tree lot dies. These are both sold out and not available any longer. And they are celebration items. And so the first 5 people I will send this to once you put in your $150 order. And then you'll also still be able to get celebration items. So this is available through the end of August. So let's see, cue card I have to make and send my daughter who is a teacher. Oh, that's perfect, Gloria. And you could put, you know, beyond grateful, thank you. That's still a great sentiment about thanking them for being teachers, because when I was young, I wanted to be a teacher, but now that I'm old, I couldn't do it. I also wanted to marry Donny Osmond. Same time, those were my 2 goals, become a teacher and marry Donny Osmond. Those were the 2 things I was determined to do, and then I, you know, got smart. So I give teachers a lot of credit. I can go home to my kids, but being at school all day and then coming home to kids, that's rough. All right, so I will be here on Sunday. Next week is going to be a different story. I will be here on Tuesday for bingo. Okay, I will be here Tuesday for bingo. I will not be here Wednesday or Sunday, because Saturday we are flying out to welcome our new grandbaby. So I hope you guys will come back, leave comments, watch videos, say hi. And I will be around and checking messages. I'm in Montana, and they're kind of in the middle of nowhere, but I had pretty decent service when I was there last time. So, oh yes, David Cassidy. I was a Sean Cassidy person. Leif Garrett, Sean Cassidy, Donny Osmond, all those guys. Oh, good, Debbie. I'm glad. Have you guys, okay, this is totally off topic, but have you guys seen that show, Generation Gap? It's funny. And the new password, too, is hilarious. So if you guys get a chance to watch either of those, it's really funny, because Generation Gap, they're asking the kids stuff that we would know and asking us stuff that the kids might know, and it's just really funny to hear what the kids say. Oh, Elvis, Mary, well, that's just a given. My mom loved Elvis. So we had Elvis in our house all the time. My mom actually went to a concert, and he threw a scarf out, and she went to grab it, and a lady behind her snatched it out of her hand. That was my mom's Elvis story. But yeah, we had all the 8 tracks, all the albums. Yeah. And, you know, he just had his 45th anniversary of his death. And I remember exactly where I was when he passed. Isn't that crazy? I just remember my poor mom. I felt bad for her. Right, Gloria? They're a crack up. So those are fun shows to watch if you guys want a good laugh. Password, the new password, and Generation Gap. The other show that I'm kind of liking is Claim to Fame. That one's interesting. They all are related to a famous person somehow. But they won't tell who they're related to. Everybody's trying to guess. So it's kind of a fun show too. All right, everybody. Well, thank you so much. I appreciate all of you guys for watching, and my customers for shopping with me. And I was just, you know, as I've been with the company now just over 2 years, 2.5 years, I guess. And I've been, you know, working really hard and trying to build my business. And I've been so lucky to have a great team, and they've helped, they've been promoting and doing their job, and not their job, but enjoying their discount. Most of mine are hobbyists and discount shoppers, which, smart them. And anyway, I thank them so much for all they do to help me keep my business growing and having a fun team to work with. So, and of course, my customers, I couldn't do it without you. So I thank you so, so much. And I will see you guys on bingo on Tuesday night. I was going to show you a sneak peek, but I'm not. I'm super excited about the projects. One Christmas project that I almost wanted to make one of my swaps because it's so stinking cute, but I won't because I want to do it for bingo. Um, oh, thank you, Mary. I appreciate it. Yeah, it'll be 3 years in um, February. So I joined during celebration. That is how I got my trimmer. This was our bonus at that time when we signed up. Oh, one sneak peek, huh? You guys really want? I'm not going to show you the Christmas card, but if you want me to show you a sneak peek, hold on just a second. Is anybody else? Okay, you guys can turn away if you don't want to see it. So hold on just a second. Let me go grab it. Let me decide which one I'm going to show you. Um, 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 um. Well, where is it? Okay, hold on. I gotta dig through my pile here real quick. Well, the one I want to show you I can't find, so give me 2 seconds. I'm looking. Oh, I can't show you that one. Okay, I'll show you. I don't want to show you the fancy fold one, but I'll show you another one. All right. Okay, so if you don't want to see a sneak peek, then then you should turn away. So I'm going to show it in just a minute. But I want you to know too is I only have 5 bingos left. Okay, I thought bingo was at the end of the month. No, Michelle, it's usually the middle, like the 15th to the 25th, somewhere in there. It just depends on what's going on during the month. It's always a Tuesday, so it's either one of those Tuesdays during that time. But since I'm leaving to go have a grandbaby, we scheduled it the 23rd because we weren't going to fly out till September, but it had to be moved up, but it still works out okay. So, okay, are you guys ready? So this is going to be one of your bingo cards. So turn if you don't want to see it. So this is it. That is one of them. I told you we were going to be using the Hello Harvest. We're also using the seedling, whatever that one is, the one with the leaf. We're doing that one. We're doing a really great Christmas one. And then our next one, there's a 4th one, and it's also going to be using the harvest because I tried not to put a bunch of different fall stuff in there so that you guys can, not have to buy so many different kits if you don't have them. Now remember, if you do not have this set, you're still going to get all the papers, you're going to get the twine, you're going to get those stones and, the fancy cut paper because it's the deckled paper. You can always put something else on here. So you can put a Christmas tree. You can put a big leaf from another set that you have. I mean, there's a lot of things that you can use differently. Pumpkins from last year, we had some pumpkins. Add those on here. So think about what you have fall-wise if you do not have the sets that I listed, and then pick something else out. You're going to have these papers, which is so Saffron and Evening Evergreen. It's going to be the glimmer paper. And so kind of think of what you have that will go with it. Hi, Elaine. How are you? Thank you, Catherine. All right. So again, there's 5 bingos left. Get it quickly while you can. They will probably sell out. I didn't make a bunch of extra because I sometimes end up with a few extra kits, and I didn't want to do that this time. I'm leaving town. I'm not going to be around to sell them after the fact, really. So that's what happened. All right, now I'm leaving. Have a great rest of your evening, and I will see you guys Tuesday night for bingo. Bye, everybody.